It's time for a roundup of all the credible transfer coverage in one easily digestible video. Welcome to the Squawka YouTube channel. I'm Niall McCorn and we've got a bumper selection for you this time as the transfer window hots up. So let's get started. Paul Pogba has flown to Australia with Manchester United for their pre-season tour. The in-demand midfielder, who has publicly said come and get me himself, and via his agent Mino Raiola, is reportedly of interest to Juventus and Real Madrid. In Spain, AS report that Real Madrid don't want Pogba to cause any friction with Manchester United, thinking it would be counterproductive for any potential transfer if he was to defy the club. Where do you think Pogba will end up by the time the La Liga window closes on September the 2nd? The Premier League window closes on August the 8th, but clubs can still sell or loan out players to other leagues after that date. An agreement has been reached between Benfica, Ruben Dias, and his agent Jorge Mendes for the highly rated Portuguese centre-back to stay at the club for another season. That's according to Portuguese outlet Record. It seems amazing that Mendes is a key factor in the decision and shows the power that he has in the Portuguese league. Neymar didn't show up for PSG training on July the 8th as he was expected to by the club. The player's father and agent has said that the Brazilian will return after sponsor and foundation commitments. PSG sporting director Leonardo has been interviewed by Le Parisien saying, "Neymar can leave PSG if there is an offer that suits everyone, but to this day we don't know if anyone wants to buy it or at what price. All this is not done in a day, that's for sure." The ball is now in Barcelona's court. The next logical step would be for them to make an offer for the player. As you'll see, this isn't the only story involving Barcelona and players not returning for training. Mauro Icardi has been linked to many clubs across Europe. This intensified after Inter CEO Giuseppe Marotta announced that the Argentine and his teammate Radja Nainggolan were not part of the Inter Milan project going forward. Diario AS think Atletico are after him, as reported by FootballEspaña.net. Meanwhile, Napoli are supposedly negotiating terms with the striker directly, according to Sky Sport Italia. Meanwhile, Marotta himself commented, "The swap with Dybala is a utopian swap. I know the qualities of Paolo, but from here it seems difficult to make the deal, but the market is still open." Let us know where you think Icardi will end up in the comments below. Things are ramping up for Antoine Griezmann to Barcelona. The Frenchman, who is going to be fined by Atletico, according to ESPN, for missing training, will have his buyout clause paid by Barcelona by the time you're watching this video. That's according to AS. They've published a timetable of events as they expect them to unfold. They expect an official transfer announcement on Wednesday and for Griezmann to be presented at the Camp Nou on Friday. Let's see if it happens like that. According to Colombian outfit Gol Caracol, Griezmann's exit would mean a switch across town for James Rodriguez. The Colombian was expected to join Napoli, but would, according to the report linked in the description, prefer to stay in Madrid with Real's bitter rivals Atletico. Over in the Bundesliga, Kicker have been speaking to Manuel Neuer's representative Thomas Kroth. The article makes clear that Neuer's first preference is to sign a new deal with Bayern and to be successful with them, but in true agent style, he dangles the carrot of potential options elsewhere, notably the Premier League. On the surface, this would seem to be Kroth getting a better deal for his client, but as with everything in football, you never know. One to keep an eye on over the coming weeks. AD in the Netherlands have a clear quote from Ajax's Brazilian forward David Neres. He says, "My future lies with Ajax as he ended his Copa America campaign." So there's at least one player Ajax fans can expect to be with them next season. Maxi Gomez is set to join West Ham for a club record £45 million from Celta Vigo. That's according to Sky's Carve Solicol. The 22-year-old scored 13 goals in La Liga last season and was also being pursued by Valencia. In more Premier League news, Bournemouth's Tyrone Mings will join Aston Villa for £26.5 million, according to the Mirror's Darren Lewis. That would be the second time the Midlands club have broken their transfer record this window. Sport have issued an update of sorts on Gareth Bale. They think Real Madrid have, in their words, issued an ultimatum to the Welshman. Either move on or expect to spend a season in the stands. Via his agent, Bale would seem to have made it pretty clear earlier in the summer that he has no intention of leaving Madrid, so there's not much new in this report. But it's interesting to see that Bale is still the subject of debate in Spain. Over to China, where Rafa Benitez is expected to make his former Newcastle forward Salomon Rondon his first signing as Dalian Yifang manager, as reported by The Times. Meanwhile, Roma's Stefan El Shaarawy is expected to sign for Shanghai Greenland Shenhua, according to the club's official Weibo account. Finally, on China, Sky Sports report Jose Mourinho has turned down a £28 million per season offer from Guangzhou Evergrande, which would have made him the world's highest paid football manager. Finally for this week, the big one that may even have been announced by the time you're watching this video, De Ligt to Juventus. We could be reaching a conclusion in the saga of the summer. The latest as we record this is Romeo Agresti's tweet that Juventus are pushing close to the deal and that there's growing optimism in Turin. This follows Mino Raiola's comment that De Ligt reached an agreement with Juventus. Now we wait for the negotiation between the two clubs to conclude. That's all the latest transfer news as it stands at the time we're making this video. Make sure you let us know what you think of this video in the comments. Links to all the articles discussed are in the description below for you as well.